Whoa, we're back for some more Bleach Soul Resonance, and I saw this thread here that says Club Below featured my Reddit post today, or yesterday rather, and I don't know, it just made me smile. I'm glad people see the videos and are supporting the videos. I did want to talk about, I'm not going to be using this as like I just wanted to say, I did see this right here, Anti-Glazer, great name by the way, said, unfortunately pretty sure many people here, including myself, disagree with the video. I just wanted to say, I mean, this is not like a dunk, like, oh my god, I'm getting on there and I'm here to like fight for my rights. I actually wanted to say that even in the video, I don't know if this person watched the video. It's fine if they didn't, you know. But if you in the video, I do say that I think it's fine if True Shikai Ichigo is Slash, but I just want to talk about not creating a precedent for only Slash. I think that's the big thing, is it's okay if True Shikai Ichigo ends up being the Slash one, and then we sort of move out of it, but I do think that creating the precedent isn't good. And also, I do want to say that it's okay if you disagree with me. I do want to always make sure I don't come off as like the type of YouTuber who's like, you either agree with me or you're wrong. I very much try to I mean, I make jokes and stuff, you know what I mean? I joke around. I'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe you believe this is crazy. But I do want to say that I am the type of person who's just like, if you come to the videos, agree or disagree, it's the reason I kind of don't get too crazy is because I just want people to have the conversation, you know? I think that's always been my thing. I could be more explosive. I think the YouTube channel would blow up more if I was a little more flagrant, if I was like, and everyone who disagrees with me, if you rage bait, essentially, rage bait is very valuable. It's very valuable on the internet right now, you know? So I do get the temptation to think that, you know, people on the internet are always just like looking for people to agree with them, and if they don't, or if you don't agree, then you're wrong. No. So this is gonna be like a very like chill video, by the way. Like I said, we're just counting down the hours. Let's see if my capture is okay. My capture is okay. Let's go. I'm just gonna be talking about the patch, really. As of right now, we're only 2 hours and 2 days away from ULQUIORRA. We are kind of getting blocked by the publisher again, it seems like, and our boy here, as you know, let's switch over to him so we can look at it. We can take a look at him. But it looks like our boy here is getting sort of blocked by the publisher again. So that's pretty sad. So a lot of the information seems to be delayed. If not, maybe it won't happen at all, or it'll just happen the day of, maybe during maintenance. But we just really don't know. Yeah, I don't. It's really unfortunate. It seems like they had a pre-recorded stream ready to go, like they did with the previous one, sort of like the Dokkan Battle producers letters, but it's just falling through. But yeah, as for Shikai Ichigo, like I said, I think that it will be a little bit of a nightmare if they create one Shikai Ichigo, or 1 slash unit, 2 slash unit, 3 slash unit. It's gonna be a little bit of a nightmare if we get our 4th slash Ichigo, and then time down the line, it's our 5th slash Ichigo. It'd kind of be like in Dokkan Battle, where they kept releasing Namek or base Goku that year. That was it 2023? In Dokkan Battle, where they kept releasing Namek Goku, and it was just like, or not Namek Goku, sorry, a base Goku, and it was like, dog. Sorry, I just watched a Truth video where he was talking about Namek Goku not showing up for TDC versus Beast Gohan, but they kept releasing base Goku during 2023, and as you'd imagine, if you release the same character over and over, because there is no linking between named characters of the same name, those base Gokus could not play together. And I guess I just sort of see this game as having sort of a similar issue, which is if we commit like nonstop to the same type of Ichigo, there will sort of come a point where, you know, we get the dream team, right? We get this, and then like this will be Zangetsu, right? This will be old man Zangetsu, and that'd be sick. I think this team would be sick. And I say that several times. The Blade Is Me team would go crazy. It would go crazy. But there is sort of a thing where I see people get a little too in love with typings so far. And I do think that the typings, while, you know, I get the desire, the typings don't really mean as much as I think people think they do. And I think that the typings we're going to see, and the reason I guess people think they do mean so much is because we have very few characters. But, like, you know, we kind of thought that, like, okay, I guess, like, maybe Spirit is about, like, elemental because, you know, Rukia and Urudu were, you know, are very elemental based. I mean, we had Orihime, who was, like, Spirit, but it's like, maybe, I guess, like, you know, maybe it's kind of like about Kido or Hado or like energy. But then we got Aizen, and all he does is slash, but he does have, you know, Hado number 90, so I guess it's different. We got Zea Lapido, who doesn't use any elemental damage, but he's a bit of a weirdo. But all the weirdos are strike, and, you know, so on and so forth. I mean, I don't need to literally repeat the previous video, right? I'm just talking about, like, this isn't me saying this will happen 100%, but this is me saying, and it's why I said before, don't end up disappointing yourself by attaching too hard to these typings until you see the character. We could have gotten Slash Grimjo, we could have gotten Thrust Grimjo, and I think we could have gotten Strike Grimjo. We probably couldn't have gotten Spirit Grimjo. But just because I think they do have like a very loose, you know, bar for what makes it in. My Yuri, like I said, really doesn't make any sense other than he's the support for thrust. And like, it's not like he's thrusting a lot with his sword when he's fighting in this game. I mean, mostly he's just throwing shit. So, you know, that actually seems more like a strike thing to do. But it is very funny. Like I said, though, no one has to agree with me. No one is, you know, I don't got you with that thing at, you know, at close range telling you agree with my BSR opinions. And I hope that you don't. I hope that you form your own opinions and we can have conversations about them. Not that person was super aggro, by the way. I don't want it to seem like that either. I just want to say that if you're ever worried that, you know, I have a take or I make a video that you might not agree with or you have a different perspective, don't be afraid to voice that. I don't want anyone also, and no one was, by the way, people were very nice in the thread, but I don't want anyone ganging up on anyone because they disagree with my opinion on a mobile game, right? I am excited though. What other things did we do? I mean, like I said, it's gonna be a pretty chill video. We're just waiting. We did reach account level 80. You do get a bunch of nourishers daily from having the monthly, but I tend to not use them too much. So this is like a sort of like a more natural time to have hit level 80. That's the reason I have a billion of them, is I just sort of wait. A lot of them I use when a new character comes out, so I can get ahead of gearing them, get ahead of, you know, leveling them up, you know, skills, not boundaries, but, you know, skills, levels, stamps, etc., etc. But yeah, I did hit level 80, so we are capped there. This is my account. Sorry, I clicked out. This is my account as it stands, though. We have a pretty good haul. I mean, as far as mobile games go, you really do sort of like sit back, and I hit my mic. Always hitting my mic. You do kind of sit back and really appreciate just what Bleach Soul Resonance is trying to do here. They've put together a great base for this game, and I just hope that the things that sort of impede it at a grander level fall short with time. But we've yet to see that sort of happen. But yeah, one thing I need to start doing is going through and just slowly level 100ing characters. I'm kind of lazy about that, mostly because I want to keep my con. When new characters come out, I just get really stingy about it. But with all those nourishers from the monthly, I should just be getting these characters leveled up in level 100. But yeah, I mostly just have good things to say. As for like, what would I want to see? Let me just talk about, like, just to lead this off, because as we go through this, what do I want to see as like a main mechanic is I would kind of like to see less just like buffs and maybe sort of a Zenkai system, if you're familiar with Dragon Ball Legends or EZA, Extreme Z Awakening. If you're familiar with Dokkan Battle, maybe you're here from Dokkan Battle. A lot of people, there's crossover, spillover. There is a Dokkan Battle and Legends channel in the BSR Discord. But maybe just like a thing of and a Extreme Z Awakening would be cool. That way, like, you know, we don't need to have like, okay, when is Toshido gonna get another buff, right? Instead, we could have like, okay, this Toshido, he goes away for a while, maybe, I mean 6 months to a year, and then at some point he gets an ability that's sort of like Mayuri's ultimate, where it literally got a corrosive pool that directly affects Gin. It makes Gin completely broken, right? That would be cool. I'd really like that. Content that can kill you has always been my desire. Mostly is just like, we need a form of content that will actually just kill you. I will say that there was one of these. Maybe it was the PvEVPP mode, which I don't know why it's gone, by the way. It doesn't make any sense that it's just like gone. They could easily just keep it out and reset it every patch. But the PvEVP mode, and actually this mode as well, has started to have like attacks and patterns on these bosses that are dangerous, and it's nice. It is nice, you know, to be seeing stuff like that. I do like that it feels like the characters are becoming dangerous in a way that is like palpable. So we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. I mean, this is still like a bit of a HP sponge fight, but we are getting to the point where if you don't have like max duped characters, they are dangerous. But I would just like to see a bit more of that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. The future of BSR looks really good. We just have hype coming. We just have peak coming. ULQUIORRA looks to be great. We've seen very little of his actual animations, but they look like they really cooked with his model. And I mean, what else could you want there, right? So yeah, this is, like I said, a little short rambly video. Mostly just talking about whatever, but we move 2 days away. 2 days away. I cannot wait. 2 days away from ULQUIORRA and TDC reveal for Dokkan Battle. It's gonna be very exciting. TDC does not look like what I care about. This is another great example of, you don't have to agree with me, and it's fine, is I'm not a big fan of Beast Gohan. And that is something that has always been a bit like divisive with people, is that I really like Gohan as a character, and I just think Beast Gohan feels like a kind of like a retread of things that I've liked. And a lot of Dragon Ball Super does kind of feel like a retread of things that I like. Like Moro looks cool, but what he's up to just feels like a retread. And I've had people push back against this, and I'm fine with that. It's chill. You know, it's not a big deal if, like I said, you don't agree with the things that I say on the internet. You know, there's a reason I don't get into a bunch of big like arguments or anything. I'm not in Twitter being like, you're wrong, you're stupid. A lot of times I just go, I could see that. I don't really agree, but I could see that happening, because, you know, it is what it is. It makes me not as clip farmy though. What I really should do is get on my clip farming shit and start just arguing motherfuckers. Like, that's actually the keys, but it's just not who I am. So that's gonna be it for now. One day more, as my boy Jean Valjean said, one day more, and we can actually get some peek in here. I do feel like ULQUIORRA is the headliner of the half anniversary, just based on the little glimpses we've gotten of his kit, things like his SR Plus, his summoning animation, and his model quality. He looks like he's the one. So we'll see on that. But yeah, for now, I've been Lone. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the club, go make it, and peace.